George is taken to sleeping in his armchair. The bed seems too far away and the sheets smell sour. George smells sour. The whole house smells sour. The dog certainly smells sour. Barbara has stopped coming. On her last visit, she dropped off 12 tins of puppy food and a pile of old newspapers. She knew better than to ask him to reimburse her. George leaves the back door open now and lets the dog do what it likes. After a visit to the pantry and a perusal of the empty shelves that he made years ago but hasn't looked at since, because pantries are for women, George is living on beer, tinned meat and some stomach acid. He did an excellent job on those shelves. He even made tiny boxes for Ellen's spices. Took him bloody ages. But she had told him not to go to too much trouble, but he did. Of course he did. The dog barks incessantly. George hoped it will wear itself out, but so far no luck. He calls it all the names he can think of, and it just wags its tail at him in gratitude. He'd kick it out, set it loose if only he had the energy. If only Ellen would stop leaving her bloody sanctimonious notes. If only Ellen would just come back. George needs his wife like a snail needs its shell, but she's gone, and now he's exposed to everything. He found the second note the day he ran out of pants, which was also the day he stopped wearing them. It was in the bottom of his underwear drawer. The neat handwriting telling him how to load the washing machine, the amount of fabric softener to use. Fabric softener. George's hands are riddled with calluses, chunks of fingernails missing from years of sanding. Nothing about him is soft, and that's just the way he likes it. Hello, George. I know you will not be finding it easy. Who does she think she is, a fucking ghost, he said to Poppy, who barked and went on a hunt for him. Dogs being better than humans at sensing the supernatural. I wish I'd had time to do more for you before it all kicked off. She made it sound like a fight in a chip shop. Things will get easier. You always said the washing machine couldn't be rocket science if I could work it out. Remember when one of your braces got trapped in the rubber seal and it sounded like someone was trying to break in? You mended it, no problem. It was just a couple of knobs and dials, nothing to it. Think of all the parquet flooring you used to lay. Now that was a puzzle. You used to come home smelling of tar and your work trousers were a nightmare to wash. These days, they only need a quick rinse and spin. Not your undies, they need a hot wash at 60. If you hang them on the line, sun will help bleach the stains. It was torture. You could hear her talking, hear her voice, but she wasn't there. The pegs are in the little jumper-shaped holder at the end of the washing line. If you hang your trousers neatly, they shouldn't really need ironing. And really, George, do a couple of creases really matter? You don't go out much, and wrinkles are the privilege of getting older. I never told you this, but I hated ironing. The steam would make my face red and my hair frizzy, and the iron would hiss at me without warning, like it wanted to attack. The note went on to food shopping, complete with a list: 3 oranges, 2 tins of beans, sliced ham, a pint of milk, red label, 1 head of broccoli, you need the fibre, a small pack of cheese to last a week, George, margarine, not butter, frozen pies with instructions for cooking them. Insert the fork in the middle to make sure they're done. You had to stop for breath before he could continue. You could get meals delivered. Oh, I can imagine your face as you read this. Don't be cross with me, my darling George. Death comes to us all. You might like some meals on wheels anyway. Hetty swears by their spotted dick. No jokes, please. George tells the joke to Poppy. She barks and wheezes a bit. Righto, must get on. Do wash your pants, George. Braces and trousers are not enough. Love, your Ellen. P.S. Kisses to Poppy. George had decided to ignore the note, the washing, the shopping, and the doorbell, the telephone too. The food parcels have stopped coming. Ellen's friends have paid their dues. Letters pile up on the doormat. Poppy piddles on them and hopes for praise. Ellen always gave her a tidbit if she did it in the right place, but George doesn't care. Poppy has tried weighing on other things, the carpet, George's slippers, but all she got in return was a dry nose from dehydration. Grease clings now to unwashed cutlery. Dust slithers through cracks and breathes like cancer. Everywhere is infected. Everywhere is tacky and smudged and stale. George sits in his chair with a cricket on the radio, ploughing through his tins like a sailor in a shipwreck. He eats until he sleeps and wakes up to piss and shit, avoiding the dog's piles and puddles as he goes. His prostate is failing him like everything else. He holds his limp, shriveled dick, willing it to work. On one visit to the toilet, he opens the back door and orders the dog to leave. She seems to contemplate the idea, then chooses to remain an unwelcome guest. She invites the breeze in to join her, bringing with it the sounds and smells of life not on hold. High heels clicking, cars braking, children singing, schoolmums chatting and the postman's cheery whistle, all mixed in with the smell of next door's Wednesday roast. George has always envied this. He only got a roast on Sundays and the earthy smell of spring. George swears at it all. Beer cans collect by the door where he's taken aim and missed his targets. Delivery men and neighbours asking him to please stop the dog barking. He'd kill himself, but Ellen isn't there to do it for him. Poppy takes herself away until she's sure George is asleep, then creeps onto his slippered feet, curls herself into a ball and shuts her eyes. She's perfectly content. The smell doesn't bother her at all.